She won Lancaster Strictly Come Dancing with a rock and roll 2 years ago, didn't she? With Robbie, the then President Robbie Pickles.
Haven't you, Osborn? Yes.
I'm old enough to remember that sort of thing, which is the sad
my
thing.
first year, that was. Yes, exactly. And her and Becky have a long-standing reputation in rock and roll. They always do very well. They actually came back in Roses, having not practiced their routine, and won it there and then on the day.
That's a very impressive feat.
Very impressive.
Have they got a routine built, choreographed for tonight, or are they making one up on the spot?
What I believe is that they have a standard routine that is a fail-safe routine, and I believe they've been practicing that, and we'll have a brush up on that on the floor. And if it's the same one they've used for the last few years, I have every confidence in them doing very well.
Good.
So they're one to watch.
Should be exciting to watch.
I don't know. Oh, we've got Abby and Chloe are entering acrobatic roll of rock and roll, but they can only do one lift, I've been told. Kind of like me and Luke, who can do our backflip. So I think they'll do their lift over and over again and then see what happens.
Lifts and things are something we haven't seen during the course of the day. Is that because they're only allowed in the acrobatic rock and roll?
Yes, they're deemed too dangerous. So acrobatic rock and roll is, it's very dangerous.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, in
I suppose when you've got 20 couples, 20 couples on the floor, people throwing themselves around probably isn't the safest of ideas.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why they don't do the American Smooth, which is a dance that is allowed lifts in.
Dances in 2 heats, so it's 12 from
it's too
the safety.
Yes, exactly.
You last weekend you did some very impressive lifts with Steve, but I heard you had some issues in rehearsals with being dropped and things.
Yeah, I did smack my head about 3 hours before the show and I had to have a bit of a lie down.
Luckily, it didn't affect your result.
Well, yes,
very well done on third place
in
that.
You used to yourself too. Yeah, Steve and I had a few issues. And one of the biggest things that Steve and I faced, and a lot of the couples will face, it's not so much getting into the lift or executing the lift, it's getting out of the lift.
Excuse me, guys, sorry.
I always had a bit of a thud getting out the lift.
I had that last week when I did the tango in Strictly as well.
Yes, you can relate.
I partly cheated and lifted my partner off the table because I'm not
a
particularly muscular guy, so
you're quite small. Sadie's a tall girl.
Yes,
and that's our couple there, number 20, Andrew and Anne-Catherine.
Are they the ones in the red and black?
Yes. You see, they are novice dancers as well, but they are very good novice dancers. And then,
so will they be moving up to intermediate?
Well, that's why the question's raised. Would they say they're good? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they think.
Is it a free choice what section you enter?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of playing by the rules to a degree. Clearly the likes of Andrew and Sally could not enter this. Clearly, I mean, they're known on the circuit anyway, and obviously like the likes of Kyle. You've got to be sensible, but it's very rare for people to question, you should be intermediate and you're dancing novice and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can often tell. There's a few occasions where you think you are clearly far too good for this category.
Heat 2,
and it's naughty, but
104,
again,
113.
what can you do? You can't make people move up, you can't make them move down. So Andrew and AK could stay here as long as they like, but equally if they wanted to move up, they could. But I think they're doing the right thing staying in here because they're doing really, really well in novice, and could hopefully get to the final on this.
I suppose you've got that choice of do you go out there and really try and win the novice, or do you go up and enjoy yourself and do your best in the intermediate?
Exactly, and I think that's the approach that Tim and Sadie went for. I mean, bless Sadie, you danced with her last week, didn't you? She was desperate to wear that beautiful pink dress, and you can only wear boring dresses in
so that's why they
So that was one of their, but fair dues to them. They got a call back, and it's Sadie's last year.
They were sort of in the middle, weren't they, of the section? So they were very pleased with that result. So very well done to them.
Exactly. So it's a personal choice. I mean, like myself and Luke couldn't go into intermediate. We've only been dancing together a year, and
Sadie's been dancing since she was about 16, hasn't she?
Exactly.
So it's a bit more experience
got that
for you.
I
don't know how long Tim's been dancing. Oh dear, a bit of a technical problem with the CD player.
You're retired, aren't you?
Retired? Oh.
You sure now? Okay.
Oh, not a technical problem, sorry. A couple has retired, but I can't tell who.
Don't quite know who, can't see from up here, but I don't think anyone's too worried. Although Andrew and Rebecca have got rather concerned looks on their faces.
It wasn't our couple, was it? Have we got a couple in this? Have we got a couple in this one?
No,
Should we have a couple in this one?
I believe this is novice again, another round
Right.
of novice. And two couples two couples, I want to say, entered novice. One got a call back, one didn't. And Andrew and AK are the ones that did. But they danced in the previous round. So yeah, I think we're doing as well as we hoped. I mean, obviously people would always like another callback. You'd be lying if you said you didn't. But especially something like an open dance, like the Mayfair quick step earlier, you know where your limit are, you know. You know someone who's been dancing 2 years is never going to get into the final with Phil and Hannah, and you know.
It does strike me that ballroom dancing is very inclusive for any sort of sport or art.
Oh,
in
absolutely.
The fact that,
Thank you very much.
That people who have been dancing a year or two can come and compete on the same stage on the same day
and that's
as people who are the world amateur champions who are here today.
Absolutely. I mean, the team match, I mean, Luke and I had we didn't really know what was happening. We had an absolute ball, and we ended up as one of only 6 couples in the final, but in the same in the same competition as us, Andrew and Sally, you know, and Hannah and Phil, and you think, goodness me, like, we're on the same team as these amazing, experienced dancers, and
it does seem to be a very
real
balanced and very friendly way of doing it. There's certainly no way that you would see the same thing in anything from the music competitions I enter, like brass band and wind competitions, or in certain things, sort of sports like football or something. You wouldn't be able to compete in there's no equivalent of an open class.
Yeah, exactly.
And it does seem that it seems to foster a very friendly atmosphere.
Andrew's looking good. And
who's that?
Andrew, number 20, our guy.
Oh, yes.
He's
Who's
on
his
the floor.
partner?
And Katrin. And to go back to our original point about novice versus intermediate, if you look at 65,
which are they? Sorry,
the two girls in purple.
Yes.
The leader, who's dancing the male part with a number on her back, could perhaps be classed as intermediate, but her partner would be classed as novice. So she has gone down. Would imply she has gone down to lead her.
And it's not frowned upon to go down if you're go down a level if your partner isn't. If you've got a new partner who isn't as strong.
It's not frowned upon, but people tend not to, and certainly with when you get to the more advanced rounds, it's questionable. I mean, for beginners and novice, like, nobody really cares. Nobody really notices.
Abby has been dancing with a much less experienced partner, hasn't she, today?
Exactly. But you know, she wanted the experience to dance follower. She usually dances leader with Chloe, and I think she just wanted the experience at Blackpool Tower. You know, at the end,
better place.
Well, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of us, it's like this rock and roll. Like, when you're ever going to do this again, like, why not? Why not do a backflip in the rock and roll and Blackpool Tower? You know, why not? Whether or not we'll pluck up the courage, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, the bar's just down the back if you need any encouragement.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the next step.
So the Latin is going to be going on for a little while longer. And then we have some demonstrations tonight, don't we?
We do indeed. We have Fever Dance Team. And who are they? I believe they are a formation dance team. They are champions. Quite what of, I will have to get back to you on that one. Probably best talking to dear Mr. Pickup on that one. And
I think we're going to get Andrew in and quiz him about these later.
Oh, good. He'll love that. And then we have Neil and Katia, who are world British champions, world champions of.
So are they on the same, roughly the same standard as the
Kyle Taylor?
Kyle Taylor and his partner.
Well, they are professional, which.
So they are now professional.
Yes, that, you know, essentially they make their living by being dancers, whereas Kyle Taylor is still classed as an amateur.
Well, he's still at university, isn't he?
Well, this is where this is all a bit, you know, hush-hush, but the rules question, I won't go too much into it, but we do actually have 1 or 2 people classed as professional dancers here today, but because they are dancing at a university comp, the rules kind of blur, kind of blend a bit, so the whole professional amateur status, so I've been told, I'm not saying it doesn't apply here, but there's there's a very blurred line of what's acceptable and what's not.
Kyle, he and his partner are back on the floor, I think.
Good old Kyle.
Number 145. What dance is this?
Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. 2, 3.
And our extremely tall friend, I think, is back,
Oh, goodness me, yeah.
374.
Oh, and your friend in the dress.
Which one? Oh,
in the black dress. And my friend with the sheer shirt.
Yes.
Some fantastic
all the
outfits going on here, guys.
Are on the floor at the minute, aren't they?
You need to be watching this live. This is, wow.
Yes.
There are many outfits.
There's one that looks like a cloud over there as well, or
yes, kind of the peacocky cloud. There's so many dresses where I'm like, I could never pull that off. But there's also many dresses where I think, you know what, I'm not sure I'd ever want to put this on my body. There are some beautiful ones, but...
There's a worry that myself and Sadie had last weekend when we were doing the tango was that we did one rehearsal before the day with her in the dress that she was going to wear, and sometimes her foot was getting caught on it. And I suppose there is a practicality element to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a girl, she's not in this round, she's in this competition, a different round, who's wearing a purple dress with a massive trail. When I was sat there with my friends, her heel got caught in the dress every single round. You know, I mean, the trail is almost down to the floor. When you're flicking your legs up and you're kicking it out, you know, you're doing the devil plays and the rondes. Yeah, your foot's going to get stuck in your dress. So like you said, there's a practical issue.
Which is much more of an issue for girls than
exactly.
Because we obviously don't have the same heels
yeah,
or
exactly.
anything.
You know, and another issue is you've got to wear one dress for 5 different dances, you know. Like that fringing. Fringes is commonly associated with something like a salsa or a samba, where it's very unusual for a dress like that to be worn for just a rumba. And equally, that spangly one on number 72's partner would be perhaps associated with a cha-cha. You know, Latin dresses are Latin dances, but there are different styles that are more appropriate to different dances. But of course, they don't have time to change, so you've got to find that balance of something that you can dance 5 consecutive dances in. That's number 78, the girl who got her foot caught, by the way, if anybody's interested. It's a beautiful dress. And she's a very good dancer, but unfortunately her foot has got caught.
That's not that long, actually, is it?
No, that dance to her just past her knee. But again, the speed that they flick their legs and kick their legs is so quick and so fast that they kind of, it's almost inevitable. But, you know, she's obviously been doing this a long time. If she thinks it's fine, it's fine. But
Thank you very much,
what number is it?
And
the
now
one with
for your rumba.
362. She's had it caught a few times as well.
Well, that nearly goes right down to her shoes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So.
142 has had it caught once or twice. We've seen. So obviously this has been going on for quite a long time.
What do you sort of do when you get your foot caught? Do you just like try and force it and rip it, or?
Well, it's easier said than done because most of the dresses are stretchy lycra.
Right. Okay.
So you know the chances of ripping stretchy lycra, you know, they're made not to rip.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you saw one of the girls lost a shoe, and kudos to her, she just carried on dancing, which, geez, is difficult. You know, but you just carry on and do it. I mean, you know, you literally see people lose shoes, and I've seen one where the girl lost the shoe and had to, like, kind of ran out and did up a shoe, and a male partner just carried on the floor and kind of danced around her while she sat on the edge and then brought her back in, and, you know, it's kind of... Exactly, improvisation. It's, you know, it's the typical, you know, oh, we're all right on the night, the show must go on. You know, I mean, there are occasions where you just physically cannot carry on. Like, I don't know if you're a Strictly fan, but we've all seen the
radio
microphone in the salsa dress. You know,
we don't have to worry about.
Well, exactly. But yeah, Paulina, Kyle's partner, is wearing quite an unusual dress, but something that perhaps can't be categorised as a rumba dress or a salsa dress. It's quite a very unusual dress, quite a diverse dress. With it being longer and backless and long sleeves, it's quite unusual to have a long sleeve dress.
But it's one that would be almost impossible to catch your heels in.
Well, exactly, and you know, it's eye catching. I mean, that's what Kyle and Paulina are, isn't it? Eye catching, all eyes on them.
To be honest, I think they could dance in bin bags and still be eye
catching. You'd watch them. Exactly.
Yes. Which this is their third dance in a.
I think we're on round 3. Oh, the passo. Oh, yes.
Your favourite?
I love the passo. If Steve Smith's listening, shout out to Steve Smith, who danced the passo with me last week. Yeah, I love the passo. I think you get a lot of aggression in Latin dancing, and it works.
Sort of show dances and things, this is the one you associate with the cape work.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see cape work in competitions, but in show dances you do, which is why I use this in I suppose it's like your table. But yeah, I enjoy the passo because it's usually a bit different, and the kind of aggression and harshness, if you like, works. You know, sometimes the cha-chas and the sambas can be quite harsh, and some people are put off by that, whereas the passo, the harsher the better. Problem with a passo is if it's done badly, it can be quite comical. I mean, there's nobody on here who you think, okay, you look silly,
do you know what level this is? Is this open or?
Yeah, this is the open 5.
Open.
So again, this is where the advanced couples will go. So I made a slight mistake earlier, but as we don't have an advanced competition, this will be where the advanced dancers are going, you know. And this is the big finale.
Oh, there's someone. Oh,
You see, look, straddling her. Oh, that sounded dodgy on her. Hopefully,
somebody seems to have
that
been
wrongly.
dropped there by the sounds of it. I'm not entirely sure whether that was on purpose.
Well, it was
or
a move like that, not the straddling, I might add, but the drop where I smacked my head last week in the charity showcase. So yeah, they can be very dangerous, you know, and the girls really got to trust the guy, you know, which is again kudos to the celebs who took part. You've got to trust these guys to drop you to the floor and throw you over their shoulder.
It must be quite difficult, certainly, because when you have a dance partner, before you enter a competition, you usually be dancing together for weeks or months, if not years, or in some cases decades. So surely having the trust and in some cases the sort of the intimacy and the passion needed for some dancers, it must be very difficult to build up.
Absolutely, and I think with the Strictly thing we did last week, you've got to kind of judge your partner. Like Josh himself said, he would have hated to have done something like what you or I did, quite a dark, moody, dramatic dance. He needed to do something quite fun.
He was on his TV presenter form, wasn't he?
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, you can't imagine Josh doing anything remotely moody.
Whereas given I'm rather a moody person, doing something moody suited
well,
me
exactly.
down to the ground,
And then you've got me and Steve, possibly two of the most dramatic people on the planet. You know, we need to do something like a passo. So, you know, you've got to see who you get, what they want to do, and again, like your ability as a choreographer. Like, if Steve come up to me and said, "Can we do a salsa?" I would have said no, because I don't know how to choreograph salsa.
Thank you very much. Well done.
All right. Are we thinking end of this round and then have a bit of a sign off? Have a bit of
yes, we'll see, because there's a fair amount of Latin still to go.
Yeah, this is going to, yeah.
I don't know when the actual finals.
I shall tell you now. The final starts at 8-ish, well, 15:15-ish, that kind of time.
And that's after the demonstration by...
After the demonstration,
the dinner break
by Fever,
Fever,
yeah, and after Offbeat.
And Offbeat. So... Yes, we'll be with you for probably another couple of rounds of the Latin, and then we'll be taking a break.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Andrew Pickup, who's been one of the lead organisers of this.
Yeah, he's
event, he along with yourself and
well, Andrew is the chairman of this event. I'm I'm the media manager, if you like. We've got Rebecca, who's the treasurer. Sally is Lub's team captain, which instantly gives her a lot of responsibility here. We've got Becky Clark, who is being an absolute angel with the admin, helping Estelle over there with the scrutineering and the entries. And yeah, as a committee, like Andrew's done an absolutely fabulous job. Kudos to him, he's done incredibly. You know, and we've supported him along the way, and we've all done our specialist things. Like, you know, he said to me, free reign on the media. Becky, you know, he's been overseeing it, but you know, it's Becky's domain, and he's given us the space and given us our jobs. But yeah, this whole event couldn't have happened without him, and you know, I love the man to bits, and I'm very, very proud of him. Very proud of everyone.
Hopefully he'll come on and have a chat with us.
Yes, yes. You can get any sense out of him.
Talking, you mentioned the admin work there. There seems to be quite a lot of admin during the contest because you've got 5 judges for each dance?
Yes, I believe
the finals,
so.
there are more.
5 to 6, depending on a.
And they all fill out slips of paper with. Is that who they want to go through to the next round?
Yeah, usually how it works
Thank you very much.
they make a note of the number,
and
then they put a tick next to the name, and you know, whoever gets the most ticks wins. And it's, you know, sort of on an aggregate, but that's what Estelle and Becky are doing.
And then they've just mentioned actually an adjudicator change there. So is that just to give the adjudicators a break?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, some judges specialise in certain areas, but for a competition on this level, it's a bit of a free for all. But yeah, I mean, you know, some of the women are in massive high heels and on their feet for the best part of 4 or 5 hours, you know. And it's a very intense job, you know. Got to be.
Yeah. You've got to be watching all the time.
Exactly. You can't let your concentration dwindle for even a minute. So, yeah, it's mostly to give people a break. And, you know, these judges are, again, I'm not really on the circuit myself in the same sense of Andrew and Phil and everyone. but these judges really are the creme de la creme. You know, they're former world champions. They've all taught champions and been champions. And I believe, I'm going to have to check this, but I believe Margaret Redmond, that judge there, in the nice grey jacket.
If I'd actually brought that, in fact, no, I do.
Yeah, have we got our little
with me?
people
We have
sheet
our
that I've
interesting
created?
persons sheet.
Yes, I believe she teaches Kyle, I believe. I could be completely wrong about that. I might have just made that
the
up.
2 points we've got about her is she trained British and world champions and was asked to judge the British Championships despite never having won it herself.
Yeah, I might have made this thing up about her teaching Kyle. I think I might have made that up. I don't know where I picked that out from. She's taught important people. Yeah, ask Andrew about this.
Okay, we'll line up some questions for Andrew.
Yeah, well, Andrew's hand-selected all the judges, so he's your best bet. I mean, again, he's been on the circuit since he was a child, so he knows what judges are good and knows how to pick them. So he's definitely your best bet to talk to. And like I said, he's hand-picked them all. He knows what they're all about. I think he knows most of them personally, so yeah, he's a good one to ask about the judges.
Well, if we can ever get him away from looking important sitting next to the head judge on the table.
Oh, he's loving that. He's loving life over there.
Now he's finished his days competing.
No, he's doing amazingly.
We'll get him on later and we'll ask him those questions.
Yeah. Everybody here is doing amazingly. LA1, SCAN, LUBDS, the committee, everyone is doing fantastically. So well done to everybody.
So we're still on the Latin heat here. This will be the last one that we are having a... I would say commentate, but really we're just having a chat, really.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to have to sign off because Luke and I need to attempt to choreograph this backflip, which may or may not happen. So I think I'm going to have to love you and leave you.
Well, don't worry, I'm not going to try and commentate on my own.
I'd quite like to hear that. That would be quite entertaining.
My very limited experience would shine through.
You could commentate on the tango.
I could try, I think. But thank you very much for sticking with us this afternoon.
No, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
Thanks to all the viewers who are watching. And we're going to take a bit of a break now. We'll be back later, probably for the Offbeat.
Yes, we need some commentators on Offbeat.
Definitely for the Latin finals later on. So we will see you all later.
3-2-3,
see you later,
3-3-0, and 3-4-0. The beginner's jive. Adjudicator 6, please, back. 6 back for the final. Okay, thank you. Off we go.
Well, look about, look about, look about, look about. Ooh, wee. Look about, look about, look about. Ooh, wee. Well, she's so fine, 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 fine. She's so fine, she's so fine, fine, fine. She's a really sweet, the finest girl you ever want to meet. Well, have you ever seen a girl for whom you soul you gave, for whom you died for, pray to God, because she's so fine, she's so fine. She's a really sweet, the finest girl you ever want to meet. Well, she really fills the clothes from head to toe. I want the world to know I love her so, because she's so...
Thank you very much, dancers. Well done. Taking now the recall for the novice cha-cha-cha on jive. The numbers are 3, 20, 32, 33, 38, 69, 70, 88, 91, 94, 113, 161, 184, 341, and 365. 15. 6 back from one heat to adjudicator, 6 back. We have 15. Thank you. Off we go. Thank you very much, dancers. Now your jive. Right, okay. Thank you. Off we go.
He rocks in the treetops all day long, fussing and bobbing and singing his song. All the little birdies on Jaybird seat love to hear the robin going tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, rockin' Robin, go rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Every little swallow, every chickadee, every little bird in the tall oak tree. The wise old owl, the big black crow, flapping their wings, singing, go bird, go rockin' Robin, rockin' Robin, go rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Hey, yeah. A pretty little raven at the birdie bandstand taught them how to do the bop, and it was really grand. Started going steady and bless my soul, the bop, the buzzard, and the Oreo.
Thank you very much, dancers. Thank you. We're now taking the semi-final, the open for 5 dance Latin. These numbers in the semi-final are 39, 55, 72, 78, 85, 142, 145, 168, 172, 314, 350, 365 and 374. 6 to be recalled for the final, please. Adjudicators 6 from 1. We should have 13. Okay, we have 13. Cha-cha-cha, please. No.
Oh, come and dance with me, my baby. Let's dance till we go crazy. It's young and so we let's make love. Let's not that away.
What I really wanna do is just dance with you and feel your body tight. Show you how to do it right. I can show you every move. I know just what to do. Each step will feel so fine. One dance and you'll be mine. So baby, when we hit the floor, you'll be asking for more. Let's make a love and dance the night away. Oh, and dance with me, my baby. Dance, go crazy. The night is young and so are we. Let's make love and dance the night away. Oh, put your hand in mine. Promise I'll take my time. We'll dance from head to toe. I can dance fast or slow. Baby, look into my eyes. Let the music hypnotize. Let it ride.
Thank you, dancers. Thank you very much. Now your second dance, your samba. All right, thank you. Off we go.
Vem magalenha rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Dê, 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 dê. Vem magalenha rojão, traz a senha do fogão, TT decoração. Hoje é dia de sol, alegria de xodó, eu desejo verão.
bottle. Okay, my next dance is your rumba. Spread yourselves out now for the dance of love. Or something. Thank you, off we go.
Un adiós sin un porqué, la ilusión que un día se fue, una triste soledad en mí y tu recuerdo siempre aquí, la pasión que ya no está, un silencio sin final. La esperanza de volver a ti, a tener tu cuerpo junto a mí, soñando que tu amor un día vendrá, por siempre tu recuerdo y tú.
Thank you very much, dancers. And now for your paso doble. Okay, thank you. Off we go. Okay, thank you. So just before your final dance, we're going to have a 10-minute break after this event, and then we'll continue it again with the rock and roll at 6:30. Okay, everybody okay? Thank you, jive. Thank you very much, competitors. Very well done. So thank you, adjudicators. And as I said, we'll be back again 10 minutes time at 6:30 to continue with the rock and roll. So now we'll spend 10 minutes time now doing a bit of practice now, okay? A bit of practice. All right, thank you very much. We'd like to clear the floor now, please. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes. Could we have all the adjudicators, please? All the good adjudicators to the floor. Round of the non-acro rock and roll.
Non-acrobatic.
Yes. We're dancing this into 2 heats, so I've got all the adjudicators, please. Yes. Dancing in 2 heats. Adjudicators 20 to recall for 2 heats, please. 20 from 2. Heat 1, 13 to 141, please. 13 to 141 inclusive. Yeah, no. 20 from 2, please. 20 from 2. Okay. 15. So right then, yeah? Can you go, is she here? Yes, she is. Okay, right, thank you. Off we go.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on. Join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, 3, and 4, if the band slows down, we'll yell for more. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the chimes ring 5, 6, and 7, we'll be right in 7th heaven. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Thank you very much, Heat 1. Well done. Can we have Heat 2 now, please? 146 to 378. It's not a lot, really. Anybody who missed the first heat, this is for you. So this is the second heat now, and the non-acrobatic.
1, 2, 3
Okay,
o'clock,
thank
4
you.
o'clock,
Off
rock.
we go.
5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on. Join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, 3, and 4, if the band slows down, we'll yell for more. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the chimes ring 5, 6, and 7, we'll be right in 7th heaven. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Oh, well, it's 8, 9.
Thank you very much, Heat 2. Thank you, dancers. Thank you very much. And thank you, adjudicators. We're going to have a warm-up now for the acrobatic rock and roll while we get these results out for the second round of the event we just had.
Come on,
Okay, so can we have your marks, please? And then we can just sort it out. So we're just going to do, not too long, a warm-up for the...
Well, you can rock and you can roll and do the stop and even stroll it at the hop. When the record starts spinning, you chill it, so when you're chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh, baby, let's go to the hop. Oh, baby, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Well, you can swing it, you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and the chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop, baby. Let's go to the hop, baby. Let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Let's go! Well, you can rock it, you can roll it, do the slop and even stroll it at the hop. When the record starts spinning, you chill it, so when you're chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. You can swing and you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and the chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh, baby, let's go to the hop. Oh, baby, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop.
Can we have the adjudicators back again now, please? This is for the second round on the non-acrobatic rock and roll. So all the adjudicators back, please. I'm going to ask for 12 from one heat, please. 12 back from one. 12 from one. Are you all right now? 12 from one. Don't get carried away and start rock and rolling, you. Think of your age. Here we go. The numbers are 26, 37, 40, 53, 70, 80, 114, 124, 127, 141, 150, 152, 162, 175, 183, 312, 373, 375, and 378. Recalling 12 from 1, we should have 19. Right, okay, thank you. Off we go.
All night long, you've been looking at me.
Okay, thank you very much, dancers. Thank you very much.
You have to thank the judges.
Eh?
Thank the judges.
Oh, I was going to do, yeah. Yeah, I was going to thank the judges for a very good job they're doing.
Who's the world amateur Latin champion.
Hello.
Who's doing the demonstration later. Class that's going on. Who's doing the demonstration later. Class that's going on. Who's doing the demonstration later. Class that's going on. Who's doing the demonstration later. Class that's going on.
Well, sometimes you've got the different styles original. Sometimes, of course, a lot of people used to just get into the rock and roll. But sometimes, of course, a lot of people as they went on, a lot of the kids started to add a few throws in there. And since it's become the competition, they've allowed the two styles. That some will come with the acrobatic, where they're going to throw them up in the air, do a few tricks, and then the other version is not. Personally, I think it's because sometimes they don't get a small partner and the guy doesn't have muscles, but you never know, really.
Okay. So tricks and lifts and things are something we haven't seen throughout the day. As I discussed with Emily-Jayne when the Latin was on, and whereas if you watch something like Strictly, it's something you see a lot of. Why are they not included in competitions?
I think it's a bit of tradition there. From the beginning, they've always stated the rule that you can't have 2 feet lifting the floor at any given time. A little bit safety, you know how us Brits are, we like all this health and safety, so they've added that in. Whereas if you take something like Strictly, there's only 1 couple on the floor. And a little bit also the performance side. It is interesting to see some of these tricks. TV would be a bit boring if they were just to do basic cha-cha the whole time. So we can appreciate the quality, whereas maybe the general public that's not knowing it doesn't really realise how much time and effort goes into it.
Okay, so are there any other dances other than the acrobatic rock and roll which you are allowed lifts in? Are there any other competitions where you're allowed lifts?
You've got exhibition dancing, which you are allowed lifts within that, and you've also got show dance. Within the show dance, they normally allow you, as far as I know, 2 lifts that you can add in. Other than that, most of the styles that we dance, Latin and ballroom, they tend to say you can't. I think in America they have a style called, or Australia, New Vogue, and I think they've also allowed this with lifts as well. But don't quote me on that one.
Okay, so it's something that's more on the specialist sort of show side of it for the entertainment rather than for the actual competitions.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
We've now got
And
the results for the semi-final, the non-acrobatic rock and roll. Can we have the adjudicators again, please? And
so
these are the numbers for the semi-final.
We're just about to have a semi-final.
26, 37, 40, 53, 70, 80, 124, 127, 150, 152.
All these numbers that are being called out are the couples' numbers, and these are picked by the. Is it 5 judges that are around?
The judges that are around there, yeah, they're gonna be picking. They're going to be picking their best. They've now been asked that 6 couples are going to be taken from this semi-final, so it's going to be really cutting it by half. And then basically they're going to be looking for a few things. They're going to be looking for good timing and energy and good partnering skills.
Are there any couples on the floor at the minute that particularly stick out to you?
Yeah, straight away I see couple number 175. It looks like.
Oh, in the red.
In the red.
Yep.
Good personality, nice energy. It definitely looks like he's having some fun there. If we look around a little bit more, we've got a girl over there who's got some striped socks. She looks like she's having a bit of fun.
Oh yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think the partner's
124.
124. Yeah, he's definitely wanting to keep up with her.
Yep. Is this the rock and roll is like all of the other competitions where it's graded, is it, or is this an open one?
As far as I know, it's this one is open at the moment. So you can, as you look through, you can see a few different levels within there. But what's fun always with a dance like rock and roll, the technique is not always as important, because you can sometimes see someone doesn't quite have a good technique, but their energy is so great and they look like they're having fun. It looks good.
And so it's their overall sort of fluidity of movement and their sort of presence and their energy that's more important in some cases than the actual exactly where their feet are at any particular time.
Correct, yeah. I would say a good pointer is you'll definitely be looking for someone that's keeping the legs quite high, because it's tiring to dance for so long. When the legs are quite low, it normally makes them look more tired. So with the high legs, just makes it look a little bit more impressive.
Yep. So this is the acrobatic he's just announced.
Here we go.
There are fewer couples on the floor. Is this just because fewer have entered, or
it could be two variations. Could be fewer have entered.
Or do you normally do it with less because there's people being thrown around?
Yeah, I would say it would be safer with... we're going to definitely see if anyone else comes on after, but I'd imagine it's because less have entered this one. I've got a feeling the guy in pink number, where he returns his back...
121 was that?
I think so, yeah. He looks like he's going for a few tricks tonight. And as you can see in the acrobatic, it favours him a little bit more, being a lot bigger compared to his partner, makes it a lot easier.
His partner seems to be spending as much time in the air as she does on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. But still, at the same time, a lot of the other guys who are a little bit smaller seem to be giving it a good go as well with the lifts.
Is this is rock and roll subject to similar clothing limitations as the Latin and classes are?
No, I think when you come to rock and roll, a little bit more relaxed on the clothing. They're not so set with the tradition of looking smart. They've also got that little bit of a feel, a little bit let loose, 1950s style.
Is that because it's a younger dance then?
I think it's just keeping to the characterization of that dance.
So is there only one round of that today, given that there's only 4 couples? Do you know, or are there?
No, I'm not quite sure.
We'll find out in a minute, no doubt.
We'll see. Oh, back to the non.
Back to non.
Here we got the top 6 now. Let's see if any of the couples that we noticed before get through.
Oh, the one with the stripy socks is through.
One's in.
Oh, there's a couple from Lancaster. I think is that the 2 Beckys? I think they are.
Oh, it's always good. We like to see 2 girls together. This is fun. Yeah, definitely. The 2 couples we noticed, both in.
Oh yes, 375's made it back as well.
2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight.
Now, given there are multiple rounds and couples have a routine, they go out and perform exactly the same routine multiple times, one after the other?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this is true because it's very difficult to have many different routines. But at the same time, they want to try and keep it fresh to make it feel for the adjudicators that it's not the same routine, that it is a different routine. And there have been many couples in the past that have tried making different routines, but sometimes this is hard to compete.
Because it's the same music, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
And if you're entering 3 or 4 classes during the day, that would be an enormous amount of dances to run.
And at the moment, I can see that the girl partnership, number 53, I would say most probably that they are the clearest at the moment. They have a good technique, clear movement, clear rhythm, compared to some of the other couples. But maybe some of the other couples are giving a little bit more fun, a few extra movements in there that we're not seeing all the time.
So this comes back to that balance between technique and style.
Right, correct, yeah.
Well done.
Any outstanding ones that you think might walk away with the top prize there?
For me, still, I really like 375. I like those a lot. They have a good energy. But it's not always the ones we like as audience, because sometimes as adjudicators being down at that floor level, they see it in a completely different way. So, and they don't have so long to actually see the couples and judge the couples.
You're doing a demonstration later.
Yes.
Can you give us any information about what you're going to do?
Oh, well, we're dancing 5 dances later. So you're going to see the main 5 dances that we would do in the Latin category. So you're going to see the rumba, paso doble, cha-cha, samba, and the jive. We always like to add something a little bit different, add a bit of a twist, but still keep some characterization there. So we like to entertain the couples. So hopefully they will be.
Good. As you're obviously Latin specialists, how early in sort of your dancing career did you specialise in in Latin?
Well, I started with the Latin and the ballroom at the age of 7, like basically keeping to those. Before that, I started dancing ballet at 3.
Okay.
So
3?
3 years old, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been dancing a good 27 years already. So, but the Latin I finally decided to keep to. I would say from the age of about 13 or 14,
Okay.
I stuck to the Latin, basically because I wasn't very good at the frame in the ballroom, so I knew I wouldn't get any further.
Okay.
And George
Play
Cope,
to your strengths.
exactly.
So how long have you and your partner been together as a partnership then?
We've been together 5 years now.
Right, okay. So
5
it's
years.
relatively recent compared to, I know some of Lancaster's couples such as Phil and Hannah have been dancing together for over 10 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a relatively
Yeah,
recent compared to that.
yeah, it's new. Yeah, we got very, I'd say, lucky because you never really, you always work hard, but you don't know where you're going to get. But already within our first 6 months of dancing together, we already finished in the Blackpool final, finishing 6th place.
Okay, so that's a very good
yeah,
result,
it went
yeah.
quite quick.
So we just had some chairs put out for the is that for the judges down there?
Right.
Is that for it's the Offbeat now, isn't it?
Okay.
What can you give us any information about Offbeat?
Offbeat. Actually, this is quite new for me.
Is it? Oh, good.
I haven't seen this before. This is.
Well, I don't know anything about it. So
we're both the same, so this could be good. It's actually, I've been to a few university competitions now, and I'd have to say the atmosphere that's created here is great.
It's really nice to get so many people from different parts of the country and different universities together in such a spectacular place as this. So is Offbeat a group?
It seems like a group dance, yeah. We're seeing, we've got male and female roles. There seems like there's a few props coming out as well. One girl's not quite dressed. She's trying to do herself up as she's walking on the floor.
Oh, someone getting changed for the dance as well. I suppose it's a very sort of chaotic day for people who are entering multiple competitions. Because all the ballroom are in the morning and all the Latin are in the afternoon, a lot of couples will either have a very, very busy morning or very, very busy afternoon, is it?
Yeah.
I presume it makes it quite stressful when you've got several classes all one after the other.
Definitely, definitely. If you're joining a lot of events, you've not just got that stress of competing and wanting to do well, but now you've also got a feeling once you finish one dance, how quick do you have to go get changed, get back on the floor for the next dance, and then also mentally prepare yourself for that dance. And
they're all very different dances, a lot.
Very different, very different. Oh, they look like they're ready. Some look like they're going to run on the floor at any minute.
Yeah, is that Durham, I think?
Today, we're going to learn about the history of music. Are you ready? Our story starts in the 1950s.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6,
It seems
7
like some
o'clock,
type
8
of
o'clock, rock.
show
9, 10,
dance.
11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on.
It's sort of from a sort of novice point of view, this appears very like the rock and roll that we've just had in both music and dancing style.
Yeah. Well, we've got a style in also that we call formation team. Now, the formation, the whole point of it is that everybody's in sync with each other within their routines that they dance. What I like about this isn't formation. This seems like a group show dance. A little bit like you might see in a theatre, but they're competing with it. This is quite nice to see, actually. And it seems like at the moment it's all based on the rock and roll side.
Given that they said we've been learning about popular music, I suppose that's what we should expect.
Yeah.
In this dance.
Here we go. There we go. I like this. Nice little mixture. Some girls stripping off.
This is the unison stuff you mentioned a minute ago with formation.
Yeah. Got 3 guys coming to the front. Nice. It's also always nice when you see you have the different types of music. That when they perform, they don't just have one style of music. They're coming up with different types all the time.
Rocky's making his way up to the front
He's
there.
coming there.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone doing ballroom dancing with boxing gloves on before.
Yeah. Well, if you go to some practice sessions I've been to, there's been a few women in there with them on.
Oh, looks like he was going for one of the
Yeah,
judges
I
then.
think it was Frenham then that he wants the first place otherwise. It's always fun when the judges want to kind of keep it very serious when they're marking, not to feel that they're, on the side of anyone else. But it's sometimes quite nice to see when a little judge wants to give out a little smile every now and again.
I suppose it's easier in a competition like this where there's only one team on the floor, because if you do sort of show any emotion, you're not in favour of a particular candidate because there's only one out at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
They've certainly got the atmosphere going here.
Yeah. And it looks
Now that's the end of our story.
light-hearted, very
Well,
fun.
it's home time now, and look at what a mess you've made. Make sure you take everything with you before you go.
And they've cleared the floor on their way
got
out.
everything.
Thank you. That was the Durham.
Yeah, some of the
University.
judges are smiling. Some are not
Now
quite
the
sure
one
what they've just seen.
University, please.
Okay, now he comes out the second group.
Plenty of playing cards in this group.
Yeah, this could be a little...
No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
We've got Alice in Wonderland.
Yes,
I've got to see.
with the playing cards. as well.
So this is now a different style. So I feel this is a little bit more commercial towards a hip-hop style street dance.
All of this is very, very different to the rest of the competitions throughout the day, isn't it? And it's not. It's all done individually so far.
Quite nice also seeing the variety. Actually, I've just noticed one of the guys is wearing a skirt. Maybe he's Scottish. We're not quite sure on that one. Quite liking the choreography on this side. They've got some nice ideas going on. A bit more compact compared to the first group.
They're still going with the Alice character leading a lot of this routine.
Bonkers.
Nice little
When I
wave
came
effect.
in this morning, this wasn't the music as I was expecting to hear. How much of the technique that they're displaying in this routine is something that would be applicable to other classes, or is this a completely different skill set?
Yeah, I think this is a bit different. You know, it's not as postured. It's got that more street feel towards it. I'm hoping the judges might like this one, but they might not be that street. I might see George Code getting out there doing a bit of street dance every now and again.
Is it then a risk them taking this very contemporary music and style?
Yeah, I would say so. I think especially always you take that risk sometimes when you do a style that a lot of judges are not familiar with. It opens them up for criticism, but at the same time, if a judge isn't quite understanding what's going on, sometimes they can just enjoy it rather than looking to the technique of what they're doing. So it can work in their favour as well.
It looks like our rabbit has lost his tail, I think. It's in the middle of the floor there.
I like this, they're going for a reverse effect, which is not easy, it's quite difficult to do.
And that one seems to have once again gone down very well with the
yeah, they seem to enjoy
the audience.
And now it's the Lancaster
Oh.
University time.
The hosts.
Third group This is quite a big
quite
group
a large
again.
group here, yes. Last weekend they did their charity showcase, and they did do a couple of offbeat routines in that. So I'm wondering if any of our Lancaster viewers this will be familiar. And I think it will be because they did a Queen medley.
A little bit of ballet going on.
Just killed a man, put a gun against his head.
A little bit of lyrical as well.
There's a nice contrast between the front four at the beginning and the rest of the group there.
Yeah, correct. It's nice. Nice to see. And even though there's a big group, they seem to be working well together so far.
You mentioned that you yourself had other forms of dance training before you started ballroom. Is this where these other sort of skills can come in extremely handy, this sort of routine?
Yeah, always. I would always say any dancer, the more styles you understand or have studied, it just makes you an all-rounder better dancer. Of course, we want to focus on one, but the more you can do, the better you're going to be as a dancer. So it's not as comedy felt as maybe the first group, but still it's enjoyable. Got a guy in front of us, and at first I thought he had some tattoos, but I'm not sure if they're real tattoos or it's just a sleeve he's wearing.
Sleeves. They've got the audience clapping with them, so they obviously got a nice engaging routine and some support in the hall. He seems to be enjoying himself at the front there.
The freedom there for him. We've got a lift coming up maybe. Maybe not. No, maybe they're not happy with him.
Some of the steps in this one look a little bit more familiar to what we've seen in some of the dancers earlier today.
Yeah, they look like they're trying to bring in a good range and mixture of different dance styles. I feel maybe they're allowing the music to control what steps they're putting in. Maybe compared to the other groups that tried putting steps in and then maybe the music afterwards.
It's interesting the relationship between the music and the dance, and how much you can shape the music to your dance and how much you have to shape your dance to the music.
Yeah, this is a big thing because, of course, when you dance a competition and you don't know the music you're getting, you have to feel a little bit what you're doing. You've got a set routine that you're going to dance no matter what song you get.
So you only find out when you get to the floor what the
Right. But whereas when you make up a show, you can actually pick the steps that you feel will hit that music the best.
That's a reality, and I've been there.
And it goes a little something like this.
Looks like another very contemporary routine.
Yeah, Run DMC going on here now. It looks like they've got a bit of a dance-off going on.
Can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Being a ginger myself, we've got a fellow redhead MC Hammer going on down there.
Hammer time.
There are no limits. So they're really adding a big mixture into this one compared to the other groups.
Yeah, and they've done it by splitting the group into 3 different sections for...
I feel a little bit like when one group was dancing, I would have enjoyed to seeing the other groups still moving in some way or another. They felt
acting as part of the scene.
Yeah, they kind of blocked themselves off by just standing still, not doing anything.
It looks like some of the sort of the formation work in this one isn't quite as tight as some of the previous groups have demonstrated.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like a little bit where they've gone with this dance-off with the different groups. It's carried on a little bit too long throughout. At least this bit's better now. The back group seems to be performing while the front one's doing something a little bit more comedy. Little lift. Oh, a little bit of river dance now. And actually it looks like the front girl actually is a river dancer. She had good technique then when she was performing.
Thank you very much.
A very interesting and very varied routine there from
I think they picked it up just at the end a little bit more, so that was good. It's the final group, it looks like. Oh, we've got some swags. Oh, here we go. A bit of, I was wondering when this one was coming in. Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Peace up, A-Town.
That was nice. Everyone thought it was coming and they blocked it out. And a little bit more formation into this one.
And that's the first sort of couples work we've seen in this class. Certainly the opening section of this dance seems to be a group made up of couples.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people being doing it a lot on their own. Oh, they're adding a bit of salsa in there.
Despite the extremely contemporary music, this routine seems to be more take a more traditional inspiration.
Yeah, I'm liking this actually because they're choosing an authentic salsa dancing with a more modern music, which adds a nice twist to what they're doing.
You think this is maybe a more safe choice with the judges than some of the risks we've seen in the early routines?
I think, especially being last, it's always good because the judges are going to remember you more than any of the others. The fact that they've added more partnering work is in their favour because the judges will always appreciate seeing two people dance together rather than everyone separated.
That's the basis of ballroom and Latin dancing.
Yeah. I feel the energy might be a little bit too low though at the moment compared to the other groups. Sometimes I feel them a little bit walking around to positions.
It almost seems to be as if the couples have got in the way of them acting as a group and them fueling their energy as a group.
And maybe they should use the riding on the top a bit more when they're walking so they add a bit more swagger to what's going on.
Got the voice to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Ludacris got the flow to make your booty go. Take that,
I think if they want to finish in top honours, they've got to come with something a little bit more bigger at the end right now before they finish.
Will they go get back to Gangnam Style is the question.
That would pick it up definitely. Get the audience going and leave them with a good feeling for the judges.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
that fizzled out.
Yeah, I feel it
That's
went
the
on a
key
little
of
bit
university.
too long at the end. Maybe the energy dropped a bit too much.
So now thank
and I
you,
think you can hear the
adjudicators.
difference in the audience as well. They weren't appreciating that one as much.
There was a generous round of applause, but a lot
We're
less
going to have
cheering
a
than some of the
break
groups.
now. Yeah. We're going to have a break now, a dinner break. We're going to come back at 22:08.
As has just been announced, there will now be a half-hour dinner break
The Fever dance team.
before Fever perform. Have you seen Fever before? Or?
Actually, I don't think I've ever seen Fever before, no.
New experience for both of us then.
Oh, it's always good and new with experience.
Thank you very much for joining me.
You're
Neil.
welcome,
It's been
thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure. We will now be taking a short break during the dinner break, and we will be back with the rest of this evening's coverage, which includes Fever, the finals for the rock and roll, and I believe the Latin finals as well. And it's due to finish around about 10:30. So we'll see you all after the dinner break. Thank you.
Compasión no quiero, lástima no quiero, quiero un amor duro que me pueda hacer vibrar. Tu sabor yo quiero, tu sudor yo quiero tu locura que me haga delirar.
Jazz e Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz e Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz e Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz e Mr. Funk. Dalle 8 a mezzanotte sono Dr. Jazz e vivo una vita che più piatta non c'è. Dopo l'ora delle streghe sono Mr. Funk e il mio gruppo ha il terrore del Ku Klux Klan. Del funk sono il re, il mio sound è così nero che più nero non c'è. Del funk sono il re, se non suono non da negri prendo calci la band.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk. Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
Suono solo blues, tutto quello che vuoi, ma di cantare a sex machine non mi stancherei mai. Però la notte è sempre corta, troppo corta per me, e al mattino mi risveglio dopo il primo caffè, da Mr. Funk a Dr. Jazz. Mi divido in una doppia personalità, ogni giorno in ufficio, la notte nei bar. Una giacca iridescente, segno del mio clan, Dr. Jazz o Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk. Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz e Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz e Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz e Mr. Funk.
Dr. Jazz and Mr. Funk.
the new, the Casper Slide Part 2, featuring the Platinum Band. And this time